4 is we kick off this afternoon on the 24th day of Ramadan on the iftar drive, and we kick off with an interview talking to the mother of Yazdaan Ganie. We're talking with Shoneez Ganie. Now, if you're wondering and if you are watching at this point in time, because you can obviously watch Salam Media or listen to Salam Media, and you can watch us on various platforms. And if you are actually watching right now, either on YouTube or Facebook or any of the other visual platforms where you're able to actually see these interviews, and you may be wondering what is a pair of khakis doing on the screen right now. But this is what we're actually talking about. We're talking about art, and we're talking about a 15-year-old Yazdaan Ali and how art actually becomes a lifeline for sick children. And to unpack all of this, Shoneez Ganie, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, and we appreciate your time with us. We trust and hope you're having a wonderful Ramadan.
Gee, walaikum salam. Gee, I am having a wonderful Ramadan. And thank you so much for having me on your show.
No, wonderful that you're able to join us. I raised a question, and I just tried to paint a picture for our listeners and our viewers this afternoon. And we've got this pair of khakis that is appearing on screen right now, and uh, that was a question I said. People may be wondering, Shoni's, what is this pair of khakis doing on the screen?
So my son is a 15-year-old warrior. Yazdaan has a rare disease called AV malformation. He has autism and he has a heart condition. Yazdaan was born with his rare disease. So every time Yazdaan went into hospital, and this is a 15-year journey, he would come out and he would draw a piece of art. So this art goes way back till he was 6 years old. And having autism in the beginning, it was very difficult for Yazdaan to communicate with us. So he would like to draw. So throughout the years, I've collected all the art that Yazdaan has done, and we created our warrior hamper for Yazdaan's non-profit organization dedicated to children fighting like my son.
Wow. In fact, I know it's been quite a journey for you, Shoniz, and as a mother, we're talking about Yazdaan's journey, but for you personally, it must have been quite a journey as well.
Gee, it is mentally, emotionally, physically draining on a parent. And Yazdaan has been a warrior ever since I can remember. And Yazdaan is actually the surviving twin. Yazdaan's twin passed away, and Yazdaan, is the surviving twin. And, Allah had plans for him. I do believe that when I look back in this journey, and Alhamdulillah, we at a point in our life that we have accepted our journey. Yazdaan is a warrior. No matter what Yazdaan goes through in life, he wakes up every morning with a beautiful smile, and he continues to inspire other children.
Yes. Now, Shanice, let's just talk a bit, and I know I'm going to come to the art as well, and how this has actually become a lifeline for children like Yazdaan, and we'll focus a lot more on the art. But I know, sometimes parents obviously take a lot for granted. And I'm sure that in your case, having picked up very, very early in terms of Yazdan and his condition as well, it must have taken a lot of sacrifice on your part, a lot of patience as well, because people don't realize how much patience it actually requires. And I'm sure that, you're not alone in this. There must be many, many other parents right across the entire world in the same situation that you are. But again, just talk about, from from a mother's perspective. Okay, from the moment you had discovered that Yazdan had this condition, and mentally, psychologically, how does one actually prepare yourself for something like this?
So the world does not prepare you when your child is diagnosed with any type of condition. I became a warrior mother the day Yazdaan was born. Yazdaan stopped breathing. He had to be resuscitated. He had to be in ICU, and the journey was very, very difficult as a parent. There's a lot of emotions that you go through because you're watching your child go through all this. It was in and out of hospital. And like I say, it's a 15-year journey, and we're still not done with our hospital trips. And it affects you. But I do believe that, when Allah created mothers, He definitely chose warrior parents for a reason. I don't complain about my son's journey. Alhamdulillah, I was chosen. I've made peace with it. And I always say to parents, you gotta accept your child's condition. And once you accept and you start doing research and you talk about it, Alhamdulillah, you feel so motivated to help. My journey and our story is to help other parents, and I do believe there's a lot of parents, especially when your child is diagnosed with autism. We tend to hide our children because a lot of the time in the society that we live, it's a blame game. And Allah knew why He gave us Yazdaan. And Allah knew why this journey is going to be tough. But again, Alhamdulillah, that it's me and my family going through this.
Well, certainly. And also, I think, what you're saying is so true that, Allah chooses certain people normally, and we learn this, and the Quran also speaks about this, where Allah will not, give you a difficulty more than what you can actually bear. And I'm sure, like for yourself as well, on a personal level, in terms of your growth, in terms of your family as well, in terms of the growth of the family, and how an illness or a condition of a child actually changes the perspective and how the outlook of a family. And like you say, you become a warrior mom, but also at the same time, through your experiences, how much other people in a similar situation or new in a situation like yours can actually learn from and benefit.
Gee, with this whole journey, I do believe it has humbled my family and I. We don't take anything for granted. So every like milestone that Yazdaan hits, Alhamdulillah, it's like we celebrate. And I always say this to myself, this journey has been difficult, especially in the beginning, because coming from a background of not knowing what is autism or having a heart condition and having a rare disease, I had to educate myself. And I always say the key thing is to educate the family members, because it also starts at home. Yazdaan would have meltdowns that would last for hours sometimes. And sometimes, you get the stare and people look at you and think, oh, your child is being disrespectful. Yazdaan would lose all his senses. So I always say, start with your family, educate them, let them know that my child has A, B, and C, and this is what sometimes will happen with my son or my daughter. And it's important to have that support. And Alhamdulillah, in my journey, I've educated my nieces, my nephews, my parents, my brothers, their families, so that they also understand when I'm not around Yazdaan, or if he has the meltdown, or if he's not feeling well, they are able to assist him.
Yes, Shoneez, we're going to go for a quick ad break, but something to think about during the break. And interesting, you spoke about milestones. And I'd like to just focus, or for you to think about some of the milestones that, Yazdaan has actually achieved over a period of time and in the last 15 years, and some that actually stand out so for you. So let's go for a quick ad break and we'll be back.
Salam Media, your spiritual companion this Ramadan.
Imagine a world where every child feels loved, secure, and cared for. At Beit Halima Sadia Orphanage, we are not just providing a roof over their heads, we're giving orphan children a chance for a brighter future. For just 1,500 rands a month or 18,000 rands a year, You can sponsor an orphan and transform their life. Your contribution covers essentials like food, clothing, tuition, therapy, and more, ensuring they grow in a nurturing, supportive environment. Any donation is accepted as well as daily scheduled donations. EFT directly into our account. Beit Halima Saadia Orphanage, First National Bank, account number 6313 1080 branch code 250737, Section 18A registered. Take this step today. Contact Sister Nazarene at 083 653 5669 or email info@bhscycc.co.za.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness, and every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and free zakat calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Our brothers and sisters in Palestine are enduring unimaginable hardships. Ashraful Aid teams are on the ground, delivering crucial aid to those in need. But we can't do it alone. Palestine is suffering and they need your help. Your support can make a world of difference. Visit www.ashrafulaid.org today and donate to bring hope, relief, and healing to those who are in need.
This Ramadan, make a conscious choice, sip for change, and support Palestine Drinks Africa. With every can, you help end the genocide and stand in solidarity with Palestine. Choose between our original or sugar-free options available in the case of 24. Every sip is a step towards justice. Every purchase a powerful message of unity and support for the Palestinian cause. Contact 082 888 1440 or 082 7739 556 today and be part of the change. Palestine Drinks Africa. Sip for change. Liberty for everyone.
You are listening to Salam Media live from our headquarters in South Africa. This is Salam Media, keeping you company this Ramadan.
And interesting, when I saw the script of this interview and my producer scripted it, calling it From Pain to Purpose. And we're talking about a 15-year-old journey. We're talking about Yazdaan Ali's journey, his art becoming a lifeline for sick children. And we are talking to his mother, Shoneez Ganie. Shoneez, just to continue, and let's talk about, obviously we're going to talk about his art as well, which I suppose will form part and parcel of the milestones that Yazdaan obviously had achieved. And you mentioned, communicating through art. I mean, that alone speaks volumes. So let's just talk a bit about his development, the milestones in particular, and what actually stands out for you, particularly in the last 15 years. Shoneez, are you with us?
G, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, so with Yazdaan's milestones, the doctors told us that Yazdaan won't live very long. 15 years, Alhamdulillah, my son is still here. They said to me that Yazdaan will never speak and he will never be able to go to school. Alhamdulillah, Yazdaan is in grade 9 and he goes to School of Achievements. In this journey, Yazdaan is trying to publish a book where it talks about his life story. So if a parent is sitting in the waiting room or your child is going for any procedure and the parent is feeling nervous, they can pick up this book and they can read They can read his journey from the time he was born till now, been 15 years. The sad part of Yazdaan's journey is that my son has 3 different conditions. You know, sometimes you get a child that only has one condition. My son has 3 different. Last year, on the 27th of November, Yazdaan was very excited to go to school. So what has happened is that the whole year of grade 8, he was in and out of hospital, so he couldn't really enjoy going to school. And Yazdaan loves his routine. He loves school. We always say to the teachers there that that's his happy place. 27th, you know, he went to school, and Yazdaan fell and broke his ankle in 3 places. Yazdaan ended up on a wheelchair, 3-hour operation, and it didn't stop him. You know, he still got up and he still continues to shine like the star he is. With Yazdaan's milestone also, he created AV Malformation Warrior for children like himself. So there was, even though the journey was so hard, Yazdaan has achieved so much in his young life.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and let's talk about his art now. Obviously, we've seen a few pictures flashing on the screen, and let's just focus a lot more. Like you mentioned, you know, initially, obviously, he used art as a form of communication, and I'm sure he still uses that. And you speak of the book as well, and I'm sure that book obviously will have a lot more to actually say. So let's just talk about his art, his artistic capabilities, you know, and just give us an overview and an insight into this passion for art from Yazdaan, but also how this is actually has become a lifeline for sick children.
So regarding his art, right, a 15-year-old boy has spent 15 years in and out of hospital. And, you know, you always want to create a space of hope for your child in hospital. This is a life that we know. Training your son, explaining to him that, Yazdaan, you cannot do this because you have to do this in hospital. So every time Yazdaan would go into hospital, he would come out and he will draw, you know, some type of picture. So you cannot force him to draw. It happens every time he goes into hospital, he comes out, he says, Mommy, I need to draw. And he draws this beautiful picture. And with Yazdaan's warrior hamper, what makes it so different is that one warrior created this. This is all his original art, and giving it to a warrior, you know, it's so much of meaning.
Well, it certainly is. In fact, I'm actually looking at it right now, Shoneez, and really, you know, pretty impressive. And I'm sure even when you look at his friends at school as well, you know, I'm sure, you know, many of them must be admiring this ability of his and this talent that he has got. And I'm sure, you know, this in itself keeps him motivated, it keeps him inspired, and I'm sure it's equally inspiring and motivating for you as well.
Gee, and I do believe that this is the way Yazdaan sees the world. He sees it colorful. Because when I look at it, I still sometimes can't believe that my son, you know, sees how beautiful the world is. And Alhamdulillah that he has that mentality to see everything colorful and beautiful. So Alhamdulillah for that.
Yes, Alhamdulillah. Obviously, like, you know, it's been quite a long journey for you. I mean, 15 years is a long time, but I'm sure, you know, you are prepared for anything, you know, inshallah. But I'm sure what you would like to see is, you'd like to see a lot more growth. And I'm sure you are seeing it already. And from what we're seeing on the screen right now as well, what are your hopes as far as Yazdaan is concerned, Shoneez?
There's so much that I want for my son, and you know, Alhamdulillah, he's gonna achieve so much. Yazdaan wants to inspire, and he wants to donate a lot of warrior hampers. We started last year. Alhamdulillah, it's been a year, and again, being in hospital, how do you educate your child? How do you keep them busy? Being in hospital, sometimes as a parent, you don't have that extra money to go down to the gift shop and buy this hamper for your child. And Yazdaan's artwork is on puzzles, it's on coloring books, it's on pencil cases. When my journey started, and I always say this to parents, sometimes I would go to the nurse's station for coffee and there wasn't any mugs. Sometimes the nurses will say, Mommy, do you have a pen to sign in for Yazdaan? And I would look at them and think, but this is a hospital, you're supposed to have this. So in this warrior hamper, it's created for mother and child for them to stay in the hospital. There is shopping bags, drawstring bags. When I used to go to the hospital, I used to always make a joke and say to my family, guys, I'm going on holiday. I've packed so many bags and so many things that I needed to take to entertain my son during his stay in hospital. And when I look at this warrior hamper, it is so easy now that you pack this bag and that's your hospital bag and this is all your tools that's going to keep you going. And it also entertains and educates the child in hospital. And that was our main goal. And again, 15 years, how do you entertain your child in hospital? And that's how AV Malformation Warrior came about. It was my journey and things that, it was the small details that created this warrior hamper.
And how has this hamper been received, Shoneez?
Oh, so when we go to our target is going to all our hospitals. So we've done the mental health clinic in Germiston. We've done a hospital in Pretoria, Rahima Musa. Tomorrow, Yazdaan is donating 2 warrior hampers to 2 children fighting cancer at Johannesburg Hospital. So we truly want to go to all our underprivileged hospitals, our clinics, and I promise you, when the kids open this warrior hamper, it is the sparkle in their eyes. Alhamdulillah, our mission has been completed.
Yes, certain things are actually priceless, like you mentioned, the sparkle in the eye, the smile on the lips of a sick child. All of these are actually priceless, and I'm sure that alone gives you a lot more meaning in your life and also in the life of Yazdaan, Shoneez.
There is a reason why Allah chose me. I could have sat and cried and complained, why has Allah taken Yazdaan's twin? Why Allah has given me 3 different types of condition? Why did Yazdaan break his leg? But we've taken our pain and we created something magical, not just for the child, but for the parent as well. It is meaningful. And, alhamdulillah, I get very passionate when I talk about it. And this was all Allah's doing. Allah gave me the idea and I see it now. Everything has come together beautifully.
Well, what's magical for me is this interview that I've had and this discussion I've had with you, Shoneez. Really, I must say, very, very inspired. And I'm hoping that we had a lot more time because I'm sure there's just so much more you are able to actually share. And I know we can't do justice in a matter of about half an hour because we're talking of a 15-year-old journey, a 15-year-long journey. And, so I'm sure at some point in time, we definitely will touch base again and we will follow developments. And if there are any developments, please keep us informed at Salam Media so that we can follow up with you as well, inshallah.
I would like to quickly say something, please. If you see the tacky that we have on your site now, that is called the Warrior Tacky. This was actually designed by Yazdaan. So all Yazdaan's artwork is painted on this warrior shoe. And this shoe is for children that are fighting rare diseases. So when they wear this tacky, they feel like they can achieve and overcome any obstacle in their life. And we are really calling out on the public to really come on board with Yazdaan and his warrior hampers. I don't know if I can give my number. So if people really want to know more and how they can...
please do. Please do, Shoneez.
Okay, so can I read my number out?
Yes, please.
Okay, so if anyone would like to take part in Yazdaan's Warrior Hamper, please contact Shoneez Ganie on 082 526 8995. Thank you.
No problem. Shukran for that, Shoneez, and have yourself a wonderful next few days for this month of Ramadan. May you stay blessed as well. Our du'as are with you, with your family. Our du'as are with Yazdaan as well, inshallah. And Allah Ta'ala take him from strength to strength as well. So with that dua, we say once again, Jazakallah to you for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
Shoneez Ganie, and once again, just to repeat that number, 082-526-8995. And I must say, very, very inspired with this interview. A great way to actually start our Iftar Drive broadcast this afternoon. Next up, we're going to be hearing voices from Palestine, and this time we're focusing on the other casualty of war, ecocide.